It's a place where your kids grow. It's not only your largest investment, you're also your largest investment you can lose. Housing is just so expensive, so hard to find, so easy to get ripped off in dealing with the process. Finding a landlord that's gonna treat you right, trying to find a loan that actually will work with you in this economy that is going all over the place. What do you do? The housing issues in this town have gone crazy. And now it's time for us to really start taking a hard look at it. And we've been doing it for years.
A Green Lake family had their property hijacked on the real estate site. Jesse jumped on the case.
A Seattle landlord finds herself fighting alleged squatters in her home. A couple moved in without permission.
A Seattle tenant who had to deal with bathwater pouring into her apartment for months.
She found herself in a year-long struggle to have her landlord fix ongoing flooding issues in her apartment.
The biggest issue right now that we're seeing are tenants that are having a tough time with their landlords. Part of the issue is when people call us with these issues with their landlords is these are tough. People are living in conditions you would not believe.
8:37 a.m. It is still leaking.
My entire house flooded. I had to go to the bathroom with an umbrella.
It was the 17-year-old hot water heater that had failed and emptied 50 gallons of water in every direction.
You call the landlords. If you could encapsulate their response to you, what would you call it?
They were non-responsive, but it was almost like the more I bugged them, the less response I got.
You've received nothing.
Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. None of my prepaid September rent for the 24 days that I couldn't live here, not my $2,750 security deposit, not the 2 months of relocation assistance that the city requires the property owner to pay.
You're hearing this, it's playing out in slow motion. Where's your head at?
Complete distress. Just trying to survive. Staying with friends, all my shit in my car. So then it's really very obvious how quickly one goes from this to a tent right down the street.
What kind of person treats people like that? What kind of company, what kind of organization treats people like that?
A company that doesn't see you as people anymore. When they no longer see you as a person, it's easier to be callous.
Seattle police, open the door or we're going to force it open and you will be arrested. You are trespassing. You do not have a lease.
Now you have this squatting issue that we're seeing everywhere. People who will just move into someone's home and just stay there. And you have families who've invested tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars in these houses and they're being destroyed. What can be done about that?
They just said they have a lease from the owner and they're not going to show it to me.
They are basically destroying my property like one room at a time. This is a stripper pole. It was not here, and I repeat, it was not here before they moved in.
It's very clear somebody broke the lock, they changed the locks, and they entered into a property that they were not authorized to, and now they're refusing to leave.
Y'all gotta go! Time to pack up! Put me out, what? Because you don't live here.
I mean, do you feel like you've been attacked in your own neighborhood?
Oh, definitely. Yes. Absolutely. It was just some random strangers who just came in, claimed a home that wasn't theirs, and not even taking care of it, not even taking care of the neighborhood.
You were getting rats.
Yes, we have rats now.
Hey, bye! Bye-bye.
Why do I see videos of you guys engaging with these folks?
You know, all we know is that somebody needs help, is that the neighbors have asked for help.
At some point, I think you understand them wanting to take matters into their own hands, right?
Sure, but again, we still have to abide by the rules because maybe what they're doing is with traffic infractions of speeding down the roadway or lots of traffic in and out is a nuisance, but might not be a criminal thing, or it might not be something we have enough to take action on.
This Ryan? It's Jesse Jones. You worked on a property without You worked on the property without being registered, and it's the second time you did it. So my question to you is, why do you keep doing this? You know, this whole thing with contractors, it's just getting out of control. Homeowners have written six-figure checks to contractors who do zero work, file bankruptcy, and just walk away, while the homeowner is left with nothing. So those are the drawings you're talking about?
Correct.
This is it?
Yeah, well, there's a few more here.
Is this a pole right in front of your door?
Yes.
How much did you pay him?
We paid him 2 lump sums of a total of $57,500.
And what do you have for it?
All we have is some architect drawings and then a hole in the ground out on the side there.
This is the card he gave you. This is the one that he gave you that says licensed, bonded, and insured.
Yes.
Was he any of those things?
I found out later, no.
I enjoy having my house finished, but these things aren't happening because this guy took the money from us.
How can you give somebody this kind of money and they do no work and nothing happens? We're going to try to do something about that. Hi, Jesse Jones from KIRO 7. Looking for Thomas? No, it's not as easy as, oh man, I paid this guy, he didn't do any work, go get him, Jess. Now remember, it's hard to find a contractor, especially when the contractor really doesn't want to work, right? The state says there's nothing they can do about it. Should the state be able to do more?
Yes, and I think part of it is, what do we need to change in state law that would allow more research and background? If someone is in a bankruptcy and is trying to start a new business, why aren't we looking at what activity is happening in the court?
We've started on this. Following one of our stories, Representative Tina Orwell wrote some legislation to try to curb the issue of bankruptcy with contractors. The bill passed, it was signed into law.
I know Jesse and your program has done a great job highlighting so many people that have been harmed, and I think this bill will finally put those protections in place that are so greatly needed.
We've seen change all the way through, from the beginning of one of our stories all the way to the bill passing and getting the governor's signature. We've done all of that, but there's so much more for us to do, and we can't do it without you. I need you to tell me what's going on out there in the street. I need to tell me what's going on in your apartment. I need to know what's going on in your home. This is housing. This is big leagues, big city, big problems. But if you've been ripped off, you've got to talk and you've got to tell people, because that's how you stop them. So if you want to talk about housing, hit me on my website at jessejones.com. Let me know what's up. I'm listening.